And now I see they want you two to start, they want a divorce. They want you two to start hating each other. And they try, President Elon Musk, for example. You do know that they're doing that to you.
Oh, I see it all the time. They tried it, then they stopped. That wasn't. They have many different things of hatred. Actually, Elon called me. He said, you know, they're trying to drive us apart. I said, absolutely.
According to a bombshell announcement, Donald Trump's biggest fan and closest friend at Fox News is about to do something which will only further confirm that Elon Musk is at a bare minimum Trump's co-president. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a Fox News interview, a joint interview with Trump and Elon Musk hosted by Sean Hannity. Even Vice President J.D. Vance can't swing something like that these days. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, Donald Trump, as we've discussed, has been trying to manage the increasingly common perception that Elon Musk is his puppeteer and that he is simply Musk's puppet. Sean Hannity, Donald Trump's closest advisor at Fox, a friend, an open supporter, a propagandist, is doing him no favors with this. This is only going to further fuel the perception.
You're both aware, you have to be keenly aware, that the media and the punditry class, not that, you know, I think you've proven they have no power anymore because they threw everything they had at you and they didn't win. And that was, you know, the New York Times, Washington Post, 3 networks, every late night comedy show, 2 cable channels. They just threw everything, lawfare, weaponization.
Sure.
And now I see they want you two to start, they want a divorce. They want you two to start hating each other. And they try, President Elon Musk, for example. You do know that they're doing that to you.
Oh, I see it all the time. They tried it, then they stopped. That wasn't. They have many different things of hatred. Actually, Elon called me. He said, you know, they're trying to drive us apart. I said, absolutely. You know, they said, we have breaking news. Donald Trump has ceded control of the presidency to Elon Musk. President Musk will be attending a cabinet meeting tonight at 8 o'clock. And I say, It's just so obvious. They're so bad at it. I used to think they were good at it. They're actually bad at it, because if they were good at it, I'd never be president. Because I think nobody in history has ever gotten more bad publicity than me. I could do the greatest things. I get 98% bad publicity. I could do, outside of you and a few of your very good friends, it's like the craziest thing. But you know what I have learned, Elon? The people are smart. They get it.
Yeah, they do, actually.
They get it. They really see what's happening.
Yes.
Fox host Sean Hannity is set to conduct a joint interview with Donald Trump and Elon Musk, the billionaire who heads up a non-governmental agency tasked by the current administration with slashing the federal government, Mediaite has learned. Fox News is expected to announce the interview on Friday. At Trump's direction, Musk has led a sweeping and controversial review of a sweeping set of federal agencies. Their moves so far have sparked controversy, a criticism that Musk and his staffers are the same unelected bureaucrats influencing the U.S. government that Republican leaders have warned their constituents about for years. The interview, which will be pre-taped, will take place in the White House and will air on Tuesday night on Hannity. So it will take place in the White House. So you'll have the 2 co-presidents, and I'm being very generous to Trump in this respect, at the seat of power, interviewed by Hannity. Media understands the focus of the discussion will be on Doge, the first 100 days of the Trump administration, and other news of the day. This will mark Trump and Musk's first joint television interview. Hannity also landed the first interview with Trump of his second term as president. The Fox News host, a longtime rating powerhouse for the network and radio titan, questioned Trump on policy plans for handling TikTok to presidential pardons. According to an insider familiar with the booking, the interview was scheduled before the joint Oval Press event on Tuesday, featuring Trump and Musk. Remember that one that we covered, where Trump is sitting down looking annoyed, whereas Elon Musk's son just runs roughshod, picking his nose, purportedly telling Trump to shut up, as Musk very awkwardly held a court like a Bond villain, you know. I don't know what this setup will look like, but again, it really doesn't do anything but further confirm the perception that at a bare minimum, they're co-presidents. We, of course, this comes on the heels of Time magazine, which is Donald Trump's, one of his most coveted magazines. He sought that Time cover, Man of the Year cover multiple times. He said it was an honor at a public ceremony just a couple of months ago after having been named Time's Man of the Year. He did an extensive interview with them. And then, of course, Time magazine went ahead and put Elon Musk on their cover, sitting behind the presidential Resolute desk. That had to sting, and a lot was talked about that. And when when Trump was confronted about this at the White House, you may recall that he looked very dejected and forlorn about the fact that Musk, again, is increasingly seen to be his puppeteer.
Mr. President, do you have a reaction to the new Time magazine cover that has Elon Musk sitting behind your Resolute desk?
タイムマガジンにイーロン・マスクが大統領の机の後ろで座っている写真がありますけども、それに関するコメントは何かありますか?
Is Time magazine still in business? I didn't even know that.
Man, that took way too long for such a lame response, especially, again, when you were on the cover 2 months ago. You acknowledged it, you celebrated it, you attended a public event calling it an honor, so everybody knows the Time magazine is still in existence. You just further reveal that hurt your feelings. And it did hurt your feelings. I'll also remind you that after the election, but before his inauguration, Trump interrupted his own prepared remarks at a Turning Point Action, a TPUSA event. I think it was like America Fest, I think it was called. He interrupted his own prepared remarks to try to debunk the perception, this was months ago, and we have even more evidence now, that Musk is the true master of the Trump administration. Again, only further reaffirming that perception.
And we will create the new Department of Government Efficiency headed by Elon Musk. And no, he's not taking the presidency. I like having smart people. You know, they're on a new kick. Russia, 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 Ukraine, 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 all the different hoaxes. And the new one is President Trump has ceded the presidency to Elon Musk. No, that's not happening.
I think it is happening. Donald, I really do. I think it is happening, and so does Time. And that's part of the reason why Musk's polling has plummeted, because that's the increasing perception of the American people that he is exercising a sinister, untoward influence over you. And then when he goes and does stuff like trashes your AI Project Stargate, which again technically began under the Biden administration, Trump just swooped in to try to take credit for it, and it involves private investment, not public, whatever. Elon Musk publicly shit-talked it. And remember the damning quote from a top Trump ally in this article? Quote, "It's clear he has abused the proximity to the president," said the Trump ally. Quote, "The problem is the president doesn't have any leverage over Musk, and Elon gives zero fucks." Yikes. That's not good. It's really not good. So, yeah, I don't know what Hannity thought he was doing. He might think that this is damage control. Oh, just interview them together. But again, all that's going to do is increase the perception that Musk is really who the people are after, where the attention is. And Trump is either there just as the sidekick or whatever, but it puts them on equal footing. And again, it doesn't seem like J.D. Vance is anywhere around Donald Trump these days. Where are their joint interviews? I mean, they did one, I think, during the campaign and maybe after the election. I think maybe. I know they did one together, but I believe that was before the election. J.D. Vance, the vice president, is nowhere in sight. You have Trump publicly shit-talking him. Remember when he was asked by Fox News' Brett Baier, like, hey, do you see J.D. Vance as your successor? And Trump's like, no. I mean, he's great. He's smart and all. Like, yeah, I like him, but like, no. That's pretty humiliating. So yeah, it sure seems like Elon Musk, again, the evidence is mounting, and even Fox News seems to be treating him as something of a co-president. Now, obviously, we haven't seen the interview yet. Maybe it will be a resounding success for Trump and co-president Elon. But again, either way, no matter if the interview is, a flaming dumpster fire or a marginal success for the two of them, the fact that this interview is a joint interview with the two only further reaffirms that they are co-presidents. It just does. And that's bad news ultimately for Trump and his ego, and potentially for the relationship, because I'll remind you, technically, Trump could end it at any time. Trump could find his courage, find his fortitude, and say, you know what? I won this election. I'm not running for re-election. Appreciate all the nearly $300 million you spent on this, Elon, but honestly, you're dead weight politically. You're screwing everything up. And I don't like the perception that you're the front man in this band. I'm the front man. You're fired. But will he find the courage and the brains to pull that off? I don't know. Doesn't look good so far, where he has openly sided with Musk in every conflict thus far. So yeah, Donald, you're looking pretty impotent. And I don't think this interview is going to do you any favors. But we'll see what happens. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.